Greetings, my friends. I hope you all are doing well. As you know, my name is Luke. This is the Outdoor Gear Review. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today, for this episode of Outdoor News, I'm sharing a tragic story about a fellow adventurer and YouTuber. His name is Storm De Beul. He was 22 years old from Belgium, who sadly lost his life in the harsh wilderness of the Swedish Lapland. This individual's YouTube channel is called Storm Outdoorsy, and it looks like it's a relatively new channel. And at the time of filming this episode, he has roughly 1,000 subscribers. According to the news articles that have been sharing this story, the events that surround this tragedy unfold like this. On October 30th, Storm De Beul was backpacking across the Lapland area and was roughly a day's hike from his vehicle when a blizzard hit. While the storm was underway, he reached out to a friend with a video message. Then he reached out to his grandmother with a text message. The video message that he sent to his friend showed heavy snow falling, and it also showed some problems that Storm was having. Namely, his backpack and his boots had filled with snow. In the video, Storm states, "It is going to get worse, Jesus Christ." After sending this message to his friend, he reached out to his grandmother and he stated that, "It's snowing heavily here, but don't worry, I will survive, you know." This was the last time that his friends and family heard from Storm, but this was not his last communication. Shortly before 2 a.m., he sent out a distress signal to the Swedish emergency services to let them know that he was injured and that he needed help. They were able to pinpoint his location, but unfortunately, they were not able to go out and rescue him that night because the conditions were too fierce. The next morning, the search was underway for Storm, and he was located around 10 a.m. According to the news articles, it states that he was found some distance away from his tent. He had his backpack with him, and inside of his backpack was his sleeping bag and also his toothbrush. I mentioned that the SOS message that Storm sent included the fact that he had been injured. According to his mother, when he was found, Storm had a broken nose and his legs and his feet were fully frozen, but his hands were not. Unfortunately, when it comes to this story here, there's not a lot that we know. For an example, we do not know how much snow fell during that storm. We do not know how strong the winds were, and we do not know why he left his tent. We also don't know whether or not it was damaged. At the same time, we do not know how far away he was found from his shelter. We do know that it wasn't all that cold. It was only 21 degrees Fahrenheit when he was out during that blizzard, which is the exact same temperature that it is here right now today. Let's take a second here and let's now discuss exactly where he was at and what he was doing on this adventure. On October the 26th, Storm set off from a small town called Jokkmokk. I believe that's how you pronounce that, Jokkmokk. I probably got that wrong. Anyway, it's a small town within the Arctic Circle. From there, he was venturing into the Lapland area. Unfortunately, that's where the information stops. We do not know anything further than that. I have looked at dozens of news stories and no one has stated where exactly he was found at. So that right now is a mystery. Based upon what is being shared concerning this story, these are my thoughts. This is what I think has happened. To me, it appears that Storm was suffering from hypothermia. Factor in the injury that he sustained, likely from a fall. He was either wandering around aimlessly or he was attempting to self-rescue. Ultimately, he succumbed to the elements and also to his injuries. And in the end, unfortunately, he froze to death. This tragic incident really does highlight the unpredictable nature of wilderness adventures and really does serve as a reminder of the risks involved when you head out on a trip like this. Additionally, it shows the risks of being out by yourself on an adventure. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with that. We all take risks in our daily lives, and oftentimes our passions in life have risks that are associated with them. After going over countless news articles, doing translations of stories and so on, I cannot comment on what happened here in this situation for sure. I can't comment on what went wrong. I can't comment on what he did wrong or incorrectly, because the simple fact is, I do not know. The details that are surrounding this right now are so vague, plus there's no point of placing blame. The simple fact is this, everyone, even a well-prepared adventurer can face challenges when confronted in the wilderness. Not only with the conditions, but with gear and skills as well. Risks are risks, and just about everything has some sort of risk associated with it. The news articles that I had read stated that Storm's parents are trying not to cry because they realized that their son was very happy in the last couple of years doing what he was doing. And they stated that this was not always easy for Storm. He was someone who had trouble bonding with people, making connections with people, and he was very much a loner. They encouraged him to apply to the fire department apartment to a rescue team, but none of that meant much to him. Storm's father went on to say that it was his adventures in nature that made him really happy. It was there he could choose his own path, literally and figuratively. Storm's father went on to say that sometime back recently, not during the storm, but again, recently, he received a text message from Storm saying, "Dad, it took me a long time to know what I wanted, but this is what I want." It's been reported that recently his grandmother asked him why he liked being in the outdoors so much, why he liked doing these adventures, and he stated, "Very few people and a lot of nature." All of which I can understand and respect completely. I want to mention one more time that Storm's YouTube channel is called Storm Outdoorsy. On there you'll find 14, 15 different adventures, and I recommend that you check them out. His mother asked that in the news articles that his channel be mentioned. She does not want it to be forgotten, because in a way this is his legacy. This is Storm's legacy right here in video format. She stated that she was very proud of his work, what he shared, and that he took pride in making the videos that he did put up on YouTube. Storm's parents went on to state that Storm learned to survive in a camp by watching YouTube videos. That was his way of gaining knowledge about the outdoors and what to do and what not to do. This is because, again, he was not very social. His family continued on and stated that with his videos, he was able to show the power and the beauty of nature. And on the other hand, that things don't always have to happen quickly. Before I wrap up this episode, I want to state something that I've stated in my adventures over and over and over and over again. This needs to be stated one more time for everyone to hear. When you head out into the outdoors, there are risks involved, and it's your responsibility to prepare for those risks so that you can negate them as much as possible. All of these are factors that are equally important. And remember this, you never want luck to be a factor in your adventures. You want to be in control all the time. You do not want luck to have any sort of play. Also, remember this, nature will punish your mistakes, sometimes severely. For now, everyone, I am done. Make sure to comment down below, share your thoughts concerning this tragic story. I hate to hear this. This guy was really young. I will say, he did go out doing what he loved to do. And for me, he gets a lot of respect for that. For all of the YouTubers, including myself, when we head out on these trips, I mean, we're doing what we love to do. Every adventure that I put up, I'm putting my heart into. So I do understand this young man's passion for what he was doing. When you're in the outdoors, when you're facing the elements, when you're by yourself, even when you're with someone else, it is an experience that you have to even understand the power behind it. You may be watching these adventures and you're getting something from it, but I promise you it's not the same thing as being out here in the outdoors. There is an element that feeds your inner wolf. And with that, I am done. Folks, hit the like button before you go. I do appreciate it. Everybody take care, be well, strength and honor. To the family, I'm truly sorry.